Greetings, SGFO212 here, and today I wanted to talk about kind of my first impressions of the Garmin update for Heroes and Generals. It's been out for a week or two now, and that's enough time to play all the new maps and get kind of some quality time with each and every one of them. And I will tell you that aside from a few big gripes, then I really enjoy the new maps. I really enjoyed this update. Uh, Most of the maps got just look entirely different, and that's not just from the scenery being changed. That's from the fact that they made all the colors brighter. They removed a lot of the rocks. They removed the haze. That was just death to snipers. I like the new map changes. Like Depot Encounter now has a wall around from the main building to a little bit of a trench area outside of it that everyone would always go to resupply, to the train cars. That makes things really nice. It's always close quarters fighting in there. Forest Skirmish, pretty much unchanged except for the removal of the rocks, and then just everything's greener now. It's very beautiful. Hill Skirmish, they got rid of the tents that used to be the control points, and as you can see on all the depots and the skirmishes, we don't have A, B, or C. We have O1, O2, and O3. I guess that's all right. I mean, it doesn't really change anything, and it kind of helps new players know, oh, we should go for one of these O markers instead of just A, B, or C. Uh, just the forest is thicker. Village Skirmish, it's pretty much unchanged, except O1 is now up on a hill, and you can. They removed my favorite part of the Village Skirmish, which was the little row of bushes that you could always flank around. But that's just a moot point. That's something I enjoy doing. The assault maps, I love them all. All the assault maps got reworked to some degree. Forward Airfield is the least changed. Mountain Town is the most changed. I don't know. Forward Airfield and Town would probably be the least changed. Town got some new islands in the middle, which are good because that helps along the river crossings. Forward Airfield got this big forest beside O3. Uh, and Mountain Town got completely reworked. They removed X1 because and it's still good. I think Mountain Town is becoming a very nice map to play, which is good because I used to hate Mountain Town. You would get into 2 hour long just sniper stalemates, and it just wasn't fun, especially for someone who's CQC focused like I am. And it was just boring to have to play that match after match. But now it's turning into a very good map. Uh, if you're a sniper or a tank, then these map changes are your wet dream. I know that the tanker in me has found that Airfield, Factory, and Mountain Town are now the best maps for tanks, when Forward Airfield used to be replaced Mountain Town before the update. Uh, Another thing that I really liked was the amphibious vehicles and the new water physics. Like I can tell you, even though I didn't own the Schwimmwagen, one of the guys I usually play with has a Schwimmwagen. We spent the first 3 or 5 matches just boating up and down the rivers in this thing. We got into some we got into a bumper boats match with some American guys that we also knew. So you just had amazing times with these things. The weasel's also amphibious, and I mean it's really cute, but it just doesn't go as fast. This thing is fast, and I just want to give a big shout out to whoever at Rito's team decided, whoever made the water physics, whoever made the amphibious vehicles, because I can honestly say that I've never seen amphibious vehicles or water physics done as well in any other game that I've played. Whoever did it, great job. Absolutely amazing job. Whoever it is needs a promotion or raise or so, just because those are some absolutely beautiful water physics. Uh, One other thing, if you notice in all the future gameplays and whatnot, the beta tag up in the top right has been removed. That's because Rito officially released the game, and it's congratulations for them. Of course, I hope that they can only do keep going forward and making it better and better as the years go by. As I hope. Um, in general, I like the map changes, and I love the amphibious vehicles and the water physics. And now let's get on to some things that I don't necessarily like, and that would be the spawn system. The spawn system that you use now, yes, it did give spawn protection to tanks and cars, which is what we were asking for. However, you have to take those tanks and cars, and even if you spawn on foot, just let me paint it this way. Do you guys remember the old O2 Mountain Town emergency spawn? That barn in the middle of nowhere? Where you had to make the 150-meter dash across the perfectly open field with rocks in it, and snipers and tanks would just set up across the river and just start blasting you as you came out? Every spawn is like that now. Every single spawn. And it just makes me sad because they did such a good job on the water physics that but they messed up the spawn system extremely hard, and they know it. They were talking about on the dev stream that they know that the spawn system is broken because right now, take A2, or not A2, A3 from the factory map. I've literally seen people with sniper rifles sit in the cluster of trees that's right to the east of A3 if you're looking at this map, and snipe people coming from the A3 spawn, which is south. They have to run across a 100-meter open field. Uh, I've seen people sit there just 10 meters outside of the point, just shooting people as they spawn. Because you've got to go there. Unless you have a scoped rifle and you're going to shoot them back, but, typically people don't do that. And typically I don't do that because I am a more CQC guy. So I like to get into the point. And normally normally that wouldn't be such a big problem. Normally that wouldn't be such a big problem. However, with the new maps, they also removed all the health crates. That's why if you see every vehicle that I have, every Jeep motorcycle and half track that can fit it, every every tank has a medical supply crate because there are no health crates anymore. So if you're hit by a sniper bullet, hell, if you're brought down to half health, then you're gonna stay that way. It's basically a death sentence. It doesn't matter about heavyset or not. If you get plinked, you're practically useless. Unless someone has managed to stuff a Jeep with a health crate that may or may not be there. Again, remember, the Jeeps may or may not be there in that match, or if you're in a war match, they may or may not be there at all. They might have stuffed those health crates inside the building, and after you make the mad dash across the open field with two or three snipers shooting at you, and you're at one health, probably should go and heal it. But it's just, and they know that's messed up as well. I know in their dev stream that they said that they realize that the health crates being gone are a big thing, and they realize that the spawn systems are broken, and they're going to work on fixing that. And that's what I'm happy about, because those are my two complaints about the update. Just other than that, I'm thinking good things. As a general rule, other than that, I like this update. All the new maps look beautiful. Uh, all the just the removal of haze makes it so good to be able to see, and just the fact that everything is much greener, that there's new trees and new rocks and new just grass, and it's so wonderful. It's so wonderful. So, those are if you got rid of my two complaints, if you fix the spawns and added back in the health crates so that no longer if you get hit by a sniper from 300 meters it's a death sentence, then great. It's a wonderful update. So, they say that they'll be working on that through the next release, so I can only hold them to that and hope that they'll fix it up. On a side note, I was reading a good post on the forums earlier today by a player by the name of Radical Edwards 2, who was talking about fixing the factory map even more. He was talking about sticking a wall from B3, which is the factory gate, all the way around to A2, and then just sticking a bunch of new buildings, warehouses, train. Just you could stick a lot of buildings in there, and then that would make it kind of like its own mini city. That would be awesome. So go and give that thread support if you haven't, because it's a nice thread. I like what he's proposing. So, all in all, as a general rule, I like the Garmin update. I have a couple nitpicks, but the nitpicks are going to be addressed, and they are major nitpicks. Don't get me wrong. So, I like the Garmin update. Congratulations again, Rito, for releasing your game. So, uh, I guess this is it. So, SGFO212 signing off. Hope to see you guys in the battle. Goodbye.